Greetings, everybody. This is the Prolific, and welcome to my inaugural show. And I want to talk about a few things because I want to talk about what this show is. And this show is not a current events type of show. It's a show that talks about the people in the current events. I don't want anything that I talk about to be dated. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of buzz going around right now that can make things seem dated. And I don't want to also make a name off of other people for the show. I am my own personality. What this show is I'm going to discuss with you guys some esoteric knowledge, like I call it intangibles. It is zodiac traits, personalities. And that's how I'm going to be tying in the people that I talk about. I'm going to be talking about their personalities and the way they do things and why they do things. But there's some things that I do want to get to. And one thing that I've been dying, burning to talk about that our people didn't appreciate was the Book of Clarence. I mean, as soon as we got on the big screen and we had our people in biblical history, people had something to say about it. People didn't have the faith and the excitement to see this. It should have been just as important as the Black Panther movie, which that's a comic book movie. Now, this story, Book of Clarence, it was tied into the Bible because it was about a common person during Jesus' time. And he happened to be the twin brother of Thomas. Thomas twin because in the Bible, Thomas is called the twin. So it was cleverly made up for Clarence to be Thomas' brother. And that was a good tie-in. And there was some stories in there. The people they sold it like it was a comedy. But I always say to people, it's like life is everything. You don't wake up in the morning and you say, I'm in a comedy film today or I'm in an action film today. Life has everything. Life has all the elements. And this movie had all the elements. It had suspense, it had drama, it had romance, it had action, it had comedy. It was everything. It's everything life is. And what it was the most was compelling because at the end it tied it all up and it really was a touching story. And I urge you guys to go out there and see that film. I mean, it's probably going to be on stream pretty soon, but if it's still in the theaters, go see that film in the theaters for that effect because it really has a good story to share, and it's good to see our people during biblical times. You think about it, like the biblical story is in the Middle East. And we're so used to whitewashed versions of Jesus speaking in British uh, Anglo Anglo-Saxon language when they're Middle Eastern. So and they're people of color. So this is a movie that is American version as well, and it is good tie-in between Generation X and this current generation. It's almost like a union between both generations. You know what I mean? Because it has the flavor of today's generation, but it's made by our generation X. It's a good union. It's a good union. Go out and see it. I'm going to keep on talking about it. And it's something that definitely belongs in your DVD library or in whatever library, your digital library. It should be in there. And there should be more films like this. It's really good. And the way they did Jesus was just, it was very humble. And he wasn't even the focal point of the story, but his presence, the presence of him, Christ, a man of color, in this film depicted properly. And then even had a narrative of the white Jesus that was played by Benjamin Cumberbatch. It was really good. It's really good. Another thing I want to talk about is a mindset. Now, today, this is the information age. We're in the age of Aquarius, and shout out to Aquariuses this month. We are in Aquarius season. And right now, truth is buzzing all over the airwaves. What happened on Club Shay Shay with Cat Williams and now Monique on the show. Everybody is telling their truth. And this is the information age. But what I want to tell you, I want you to follow me with a little demonstration in your mind. If you take some clay and you form it, that is another take on information. Information. Whenever you hear information, that information goes inside you and it forms your point of view. It forms what you believe in yourself. Information. You take any information that you want to apply to yourself and you shape it. And you can shape it into what you want it to be and have yourself believe that you are that. That's what faith is. Faith is just a belief in your truth. But you make sure that when you research your information, that is the information that applies to your dreams. Reject, fake lies, my friend. Take that information that you want to be your truth and form yourself. Form it. Be informed. Information. That's what it really is. And what everything else is rumors, gossip that has nothing to do with you. Let that roll off your back. But you take information and you wash your brain with it. And that's another thing I have to say about Christian baptism that ties into the book of Clarence. Everybody, and let this be known, this is the true meaning of baptism. Okay, because baptism is like a public wedding to your faith in Christ, right? So what happens in that ceremony? You get dunked underwater. But the real definition of being baptized is brainwashing yourself. That's why the water goes over your head. It's a symbol of washing your mind, washing your brain with information. That information you are washing yourself with is renewing your mind. Any information you hear and you wash yourself with, it you may it brainwashes you. I mean, I'm a teacher in high school, and all the kids do all day is walking around reciting rap lyrics and stuff like that. They're brainwashed. They're brainwashed by what they watch, or God forbid these kids read today. I mean, the only thing they read is on a phone, but they don't even pick up or read a book. But what I'm saying is you need to wash your brain with information and it forms you. Information. Just keep saying that. Just realize what that word means. It means forming a faith within yourself. Information. Be driven from the inside out. And that's something that our people need today. Our people are very driven from the exterior forces. What we read on the news, what we see on TV, everything is outside driven. But I tell you, the former generation, because this is also Black History Month, the former generation that went through the civil rights movement, they were informed. They were informed. They were shaped from within. They were strong enough to withstand all the pressure from the outside. And long and behold, here we are free, off of their back, off of their work. I don't know if people today are actually formed from the inside like that. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people walking around, especially in the school, my high school. I'm over there at Camden. There's a lot of bravado walking around. Everybody is bold. Everybody has something to say. Everybody's confident. Everybody has. Remember that movie, Breakfast Club? Remember in Breakfast Club, Judd Nelson played the tough guy, and he always had something to say. He was the tough guy in front of everybody. But then that teacher got tired of it, and he brought him back in that room. He said, "Come on, let's see how tough you are." That's how people are today. Everybody wants to have attention. Everybody wants to be tough until they're called to the spot. There's a lot of people who just want to show off and be tough, but what are you really on the inside? Because I don't really see today us doing the work that the future generation can benefit from. Everybody today is just thriving off of instant attention. Nobody's really building from the inside out. Nobody's being informed. Everybody's being lied to. So that was something very clever that Cat Williams did on Club Shay Shay. He was informing everybody about all the lies that's going on. And he seems to be a person who is shaped from within himself, who is very informed. So we got to look at that within ourselves. We got to see within ourselves is we're actually being informed or if we're being shaped from the outside. Think about that. And there's some other topics that I like too. Um, there's this show on Prime. It's called Cosmic Love. Now, one of the things that I wanted to do when I first started back in '08 with the Black Manna here, who is my producer, we used to be on a radio show and we had the reality versus fantasy. And I wanted to normalize it. I wanted to inform everybody about the zodiac signs back then. That was my intent back then. And I'm so happy to see that it's more understood today. So on Prime, there's this show called Cosmic Love. And they're matching, and I love that. Finally, you know, we get to see the mindset of each zodiac sign at work and how people really mingle with each other. And it's a great show. It's a great show. And there's another show as well on there called Twin Love, and that's something different. It's a reality show where twins are dating each other. They're dating each other's twin, and then when one person gets eliminated, the other twin has to go too. So that's pretty good on Prime. And what's another show? Oh, something new on Prime. Upgrade just got released. Just saw it. Pretty good. It's a movie, and I'm telling you, this guy who co-stars in it, it struck me. He is a young Sean Connery. I mean, he's really young. He's probably like what? He's probably 22 or no, maybe a little bit older than that, maybe 26. But if you watch this show, it's pretty good. Just look for the nuances because when this guy fills out and he becomes a man, if they're still looking for a new Bond, I think he fits the bill. I think he fits the bill. So I want to just wrap it up here. I just wanted to introduce everybody to what we're going to be doing. This is the Shaun Harrod Show, and look forward to some more episodes.